Hi there. Oh yeah, Barry. How are you? Nice to meet you in person. Yeah.
Ah, John Krupke.
Very nice to meet you,
Yep.
Barry Bratz.
I'll be reaching out to you one of these days. I got your info, so okay. Your call. Yeah. Yeah. Talk to Josh a little bit. So.
Yeah, it's great to have this.
Yeah. Sheriff, right? Marty. Working on it.
Hope we're gonna get there. I think we're 18 or 19 or 21 supervisors.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But we're staying busy.
Yeah. So you live in Kenosha? Burlington.
I woke up Sunday morning to 24 videos on my camera. Next door neighbor. Ryan said that's a slinger cop. And then right after he goes in, then a Washington County sheriff comes. And then finally later, Dan must have got there some point. Because Dan's out there, Oswald was out there later. 24 videos I had. It ended up being nothing, thankfully. The screen was off their window, so the girl got all paranoid because of some ex-boyfriend that's harassing her.
Okay.
So thankfully it ended up being nothing, but it's like to wake up to all that.
All right.
Like, what the heck? You guys are coming in there with, real guns and stuff. It's like our wall was along their wall.
Okay.
A little
Yep.
nerve-wracking.
Yep.
We're gonna give Mom a ride home.
All right.
it's over.
That's fine.
Okay.
Sure, you can get to our house from here.
Oh, jeez.
Think you can get to our house from here?
Just ask on Facebook, Kurt.
Yeah.
We were good. Oh, I'm so sick of those posts. That, and then this week's going to be all the rummage sale posts. Have you guys noticed any difference in the business since the roundabout and stuff is closed?
We lost one manager. We had to lay off 5 employees. We're down close to 70%. We cut our hours. Chester's is open from 11 to 5, Monday through Friday, nothing on weekends. So I'll be very happy when it's done.
Well, I'll come get gas tomorrow or Thursday.
We got 3 minutes yet. one. I think my kid might be running against skiers at one of the events. It's Sweeney, who's a junior, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, 4x4, 4x8.
This is not the evening to not have cake.
Yeah. The first was back to the night was like 4x8. Finished second to sled. Yeah. Someone else, they're fast.
Yeah, I remember her last name.
Lumens, I think.
Lumens.
Yeah, so finished second to them. 2 seconds out. Pretty quick in that. And,
They both the same year.
yeah, Joseph was talking. He thinks their times have been good enough.
I'm hoping they make it.
I'll let you know for next year. I think it'll be better. I have to drive for somebody. Yeah, actually, the 4x4, I don't think anyone that's running it. That's running is graduating.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, your oldest. What's the date? His birthday. The day is it the 5th, the 7th, the 10th of the month?
Their birthday?
Yeah. 29th.
We are live on YouTube.
West Bend might be doing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot of exciting things on the agenda this evening, so we will get going. I will call to order the Village Board meeting for Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. Roll call is taken. All members are in attendance. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3 on the agenda this evening is the ceremonial swearing in of Curtis Minter for the Jackson Fire Department.
I'd like to introduce Kurt Minter. Kurt's been on our department for a year and a half. He's went through a lot of schooling from firefighter 1, EMT. He's an EMT, to be going to motor pump operator here this summer, and then paramedic. So he's our new full-time hire. Pleased to introduce him. And
If you could please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Curtis Minter,
I, Kurt Minter,
having been appointed to the position of firefighter paramedic,
having been appointed to the position of firefighter paramedic,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties
of said office to the best of my ability, so help me God.
of said office to the department, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Give anybody to pin? There we go. Stick it right into them.
So you'll sign it, President McEnroe and Administrator Todd will sign it. I didn't bring my ink. Thank you. Congrats.
Congratulations. Nice job. All right. The next 2 items are going to be recognizing some fairly significant milestones. So with item number 4 on the agenda is Resolution 24-09, appreciation of service to Ken Klum for the Jackson Fire Department. So, Mr. Klum, would you be willing to come up front here? So I will take my microphone and come around the front. So this is a large honor for me because I knew Kenny way before I've been on the fire department for 25 years, and learned a lot from him over the years on the fire department and just from life in general. And with the resolution tonight, I would like to honor him and for the 65 years of service to the Jackson Fire Department. So with that being said, Resolution 24-09, Resolution of Appreciation of Service to Ken Klum. The Village Board of the Village of Jackson, Washington County, Wisconsin does resolve the following. Whereas the Village of Jackson board members, the Jackson Fire Department, the Village of Jackson employees, and the citizens of the Village of Jackson would like to express their appreciation to Ken Klum for his public service, contributions, and dedication while serving the Village of Jackson as a member of the Jackson Fire Department for the last 65 years. And whereas Ken has served in many roles on the Jackson Fire Department, including motor pump operator, lieutenant, training officer, communications officer, first assistant chief, and most recently active specialist, through which he is sharing his 6 decades of knowledge with the next generation of firefighters. And whereas Ken revolutionized the limited communication system of the Jackson Fire Department from a fire bell and ringing home-based phone to the far-reaching base radio system by implementing a dedicated FCC licensed radio system, constructing antenna for the radios on the Village Hall, programming and servicing fire department radios, and in 1972 implementing pagers to contact firefighters from the far reaches of Washington County. And whereas Ken has served as a Jackson Fire Department treasurer and started a program to fund major truck purchases by saving the money prior to the purchase, this fund has served to provide the Jackson Fire Department with the best firefighting apparatus available, while also saving the Village of Jackson tens of thousands of dollars in interest payments by eliminating or reducing the need to finance major equipment purchases. And whereas Ken has offered freely his time and talents to the Village of Jackson, volunteering hundreds of hours each year for the past 65 years in service to the community of Jackson. He has responded to any call for service from the small hours of the early morning, interrupting his sleep, to setting aside his personal life during the dinner hour, responding to fire and EMS calls. And whereas be it recognized how rare and special an accomplishment it is to not only serve 65 years as a volunteer for the Village of Jackson, but to serve those 65 years with vigor and involvement in all aspects of the department, and that this achievement will most likely never be seen again by anyone in the volunteer paid on call fire service. Therefore, be it resolved that the Village of Jackson does hereby honor Ken Klum and expresses its deep and sincere appreciation for this remarkable accomplishment of service. With that, I would move to introduce Resolution 24-09.
Second.
All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Kenny? I just want to ask one question. When you started, were there really horse and buggies parked in the station?
Not quite.
Not quite? Thank you very much.
We started with truck, a Studebaker truck. I mean, people don't know what a Studebaker is anymore, but that was our first pump, 1936 Studebaker. So it was that,
Come a long way.
come a long way, come a long way.
Thank you very much. The next item is Resolution 24-10, appreciation of service to Kurt Kripke for the Jackson Fire Department. I thought it would be appropriate to have former Assistant Chief, current Trustee Kripke, read the resolution for Kurt. With that being said, Kurt, you want to come up?
I think
It's too late.
Gonna have to bear with this. I'd like Annette to come up also. And put the phone down. I can say I've known Kurt on all his life. And then introduce Annette, who the two of these people have been support for each other for as long as I have known Annette. They feed upon each other. Again, on the fire department. I don't know if Kurt would have made it 35 years without Annette. And she just supported him totally. So I feel that she should be up here also. See what happens when you get older and then you read glasses? And I can't stand behind the podium. Resolution of appreciation and of service to Kurt Krepke. The Village Board of the Village of Jackson, Washington County, Wisconsin, does resolve as follows. Whereas the Village of Jackson board members, the Jackson Fire Department, the Village of Jackson employees, and the citizens of the Village of Jackson would like to express their appreciation to Kurt Krepke for his public service, contributions, and dedication while serving the Village of Jackson as a member of the Jackson Fire Department for the last 15 years. And whereas Kurt has advanced through the fire department ranks from a firefighter EMT to motor pump operator to lieutenant, captain, and battalion chief, all while providing the highest level of service in each role. And whereas Kurt has served thousands of hours as a dedicated EMT, covering the daytime EMS schedule long before the addition of paid daytime staff, requiring him to regularly leave his full-time job at a moment's notice. And whereas Kurt led as an incident commander, providing a voice of calmness during chaos, strong directives during countless emergency incidents, and a platform to all those that served under him. And whereas Kurt has been an irreplaceable leader, mentor, and pillar of the Jackson Fire Department, who will forever be remembered and missed by all who had the privilege of working alongside him. And whereas his dedication has helped make the Village of Jackson a better and safer place to live and work. Now, whereas his dedication has helped make the Village of Jackson a better and safer place to live and work. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Village of Jackson does hereby honor Kurt Krepke and expresses its deep and sincere appreciation for his service. And I would like to introduce Resolution 24-10.
I will second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All, any opposed? Motion carries.
Speech?
No,
Speak.
it's 35 years.
Just a clarification.
Yeah, not 15.
Did I say 15?
You shorted me 20 years. I want those 20 years back.
Hey, when you're 80, once in a while you forget things.
Just thank you, everyone. It's a great experience being on a department. Saw a lot of changes, not quite as many as Kenny, but it's amazing where the department has come and where it's going to go. And Chief Sweeney's taking the department in a great direction and moving forward. And I was just happy to be a part of it. Happy to be part of it as long as I was. Thank you.
Now that the super exciting stuff is out of the way. Item number 6 on the agenda, we have 3 public hearings this evening. So we have a public hearing for ordinance 24-04, revisions to the adopted 2050 comprehensive plan for the Village of Jackson, Washington County, Wisconsin. 6B, conditional use request, football field lighting, 2230 Livingwood Lane for Livingwood High School. And 6C, ordinance 24-05, planned unit development zoning district PUD 06, and site plan review for W223 and 16601 Cedar Parkway for Rytech Corporation LLC. With that, I will open up the public hearings for those three items. Anybody wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing and move on to item number 7 on the agenda. Village citizen to comment on an agenda item. Anybody sign in?
We do have one, Tiffany Washburn, W197 and 16925 Stonewall Drive, number 305, on agenda item 12B.
Awesome. Welcome, Tiffany.
Hello, good to see you folks again.
You have 2 glorious minutes.
Got it. Shouldn't take that long. I'm here to, as she mentioned, agenda item 12B. I wanted to say thank you to the Personnel Committee. I attended earlier to understand what the motions are before you tonight regarding the employee handbook revisions. There's 2 sections specifically that I want to address. The first is section 511, the Employee Assistance Program. I'm thankful that the Personnel Committee has recommended for the village board to consider approving that to be added to the handbook. And not just that, but also consider making it effective immediately or as soon as possible once things are signed. And I appreciate that. So thank you to the Personnel Committee for that. I urge the village board to consider passing that motion tonight. You all are aware of kind of why I'm here, as I've been in communication with you recently, and I appreciate that. Tonight, looking at the agenda packet, I was reminded of the necessity of the Employee Assistance Program. When you go through all of the job descriptions, some of those job descriptions are up to 7 pages long. And one word in my head was just woof. Like, forgive my informality, but that's a lot to expect humans to process and complete successfully every day, in addition to our personal lives. So I'm sure I'm pushing the 2 minutes, but I wanted to just thank the village staff that researched that and brought it to the village board to put that into play hopefully soon. If I have any time left, the other one was section 503 regarding the flexible spending account. Obviously, flexible spending is use it or lose it, but I would believe in the handbook there should be something related to when an employee leaves, their access and the timing of their access to those funds and being able to use it. I had submitted a request back in January to have that
2 minutes is up.
updated. I'm just asking you to consider that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else sign in? Okay, thank you. Item number 8 on the agenda is the consent agenda. We have a number of items in there this evening. With that, I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda items 8A through 8G.
Second.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Wells. Any further discussion on any of those items? Which item? Okay. I should have asked that before that, so I will amend my motion to approve consent agenda items A through E and G, and we'll take up F separately. You good with that?
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8F on the consent agenda was resolution 24-12, resolution providing for the sale of approximately $5,775,000 general obligation promissory note series 2024B. This item did come from Budget and Finance with a recommendation to approve. I will make a motion to approve Resolution 24-12.
Second.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Kripke. Any further discussion on this item?
Feeling like we beat a dead horse. I made my comments at the last meeting, so my comments still stand. I'm assuming this is for the rec center, so, correct? Okay.
Anybody else? We'll take a roll call vote.
President Heckendorf,
Aye.
Trustee Krupke,
Aye.
Trustee Wells,
Aye.
Trustee Olson,
Aye.
Trustee Emmerich,
Nay.
Trustee Engelhardt,
Nay.
Trustee Matter.
Nay.
5-2, motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on,
4-3.
4-3.
4-3.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Item number 9 are items coming from the Budget and Finance Committee. So item number 9A is review of the 2024 front-end loader purchase for the Village Street Department. This did come from Board of Public Works and Budget and Finance with a recommendation to approve the purchase of the case front-end loader, including the extended warranty on the case loader, for a total not to exceed $275,814 and $314 of that coming from ARPA funds, with the balance of $45,500 coming from the utilities. And I will make that motion to approve. We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Engelhardt. Any further discussion on this item? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9B is pay request number 1, water wastewater treatment plant tertiary filters and disinfection project for J.H. Hassinger in the amount of $85,500. This came from Board of Public Works and Budget and Finance with recommendations to approve.
Make a motion to approve pay request number 1, J.H. Hassinger for $85,500.
Second.
We have a motion by Engelhardt, second by Wells. Any further discussion on this item? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9C is pay request number 2, water wastewater treatment plant tertiary filters and disinfection project for J.H. Hassinger. This one is in the amount of $9,975. This did come from Board of Public Works and Budget and Finance with recommendation to approve.
Make a request, make a motion to approve pay request number 2 to J.H. Hassinger for $9,975.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Engelhardt, second by Olson. Any further discussion on that? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9D is the Fourth Amendment to the Tower and Land Lease Agreement for United States Cellular Operating Company, LLC. This did come from Budget and Finance with recommendation to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the Fourth Amendment to the Tower and Land Lease Agreement with United States Cellular Operating Company, LLC.
Second.
We have a motion by Emmerich, second by Engelhardt. Any further discussion on that item? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10 on the agenda are items coming from Plan Commission. Item number 10A is ordinance 24-04, revisions to the adopted 2050 comprehensive plan for the Village of Jackson, Washington County, Wisconsin. This did come from Plan Commission with recommendation to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 24-04, revisions to the adopted 2050 comprehensive plan for the Village of Jackson, Washington County, Wisconsin.
Second.
We have a motion by Emmerich, second by Engelhardt. Any further discussion on this item? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And then I would make a motion to suspend the rules for the second reading of ordinance 24-04, the revisions to the adopted 2050 comprehensive plan for the Village of Jackson, Washington County, Wisconsin.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Emmerich, to suspend the rules for the second reading. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
President Heckendorf.
Aye.
Trustee Emmerich.
Aye.
Trustee Engelhardt.
Aye.
Trustee Krupke.
Aye.
Trustee Matter.
Aye.
Trustee Olson.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
7-0, motion carries.
Thank you. And then I would make a motion to approve ordinance 24-04.
And I'll second again.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Emmerich. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10B is a conditional use request for football field lighting at 2230 Livingward Lane for Livingward High School. This did come from Board of Public Works, Plan Commission, with a recommendation to approve.
Make motion to approve the conditional use permit for the football field lighting for Livingward High School.
Second.
We have a motion by Engelhardt, second by Wells. Any further discussion on this item? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10C, certified survey map for W197 and 16961 to 63 Stonewall Drive for Juanita Nicholson. This did come from Plan Commission with recommendation to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the certified survey map for W197 and 16961. Looks like -63, Stonewall Drive. I don't want to wreck the name, so Nicholson.
Second.
We have a motion by Emmerich, second by Kripke. Any further discussion on this item? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10D is ordinance 24-05, Planned Unit Development Zoning District, PUD 06, and site plan review for W223 and 16601 Cedar Parkway, Rytech Corporation LLC. This did come from Plan Commission with a recommendation to approve.
Make a motion to recommend approval of ordinance 24-05.
Second.
We have a motion by Olson, second by Engelhardt. Any further discussion on this item? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Yep. What?
So it's a two-part, it's the zoning and the site plan.
Okay,
Whereby the site plan has terms of approvals that the plan commission,
so that was just for the ordinance. Okay,
correct,
that's the 24-05.
yes.
All right.
Are we waiving the second reading of the ordinance?
Yes, so I will make a motion to suspend the rules for the second reading of ordinance 24-05 for the Planned Unit Development Zoning District PUD 06.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Emmerich to suspend the rules. Roll call vote, please.
President Heckendorf.
Aye.
Trustee Emmerich.
Aye.
Trustee Engelhardt.
Aye.
Trustee Matter.
Aye.
Trustee Krupke.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Olson.
Aye.
7-0, motion carries.
Thank you. And then I will make a motion to approve ordinance 24-05.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Emmerich for ordinance 24-05. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So now we would be looking for a motion on the site plan, and in your packet, there were some additional actions for the site plan. And with that, I will make a motion to approve the site plan for Rytech Corporation, subject to items number 1 through 5 in the packet.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Olson. Any further discussion on this item? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Correct.
All right. Item number 11 on the agenda is Board of Public Works, items coming from that committee. Item 11A is review of water tower site number 2 for Verizon monopole installation. This did come from Board of Public Works with a recommendation to approve. Do we need to clarify the date that we had put on there at Board of Public Works?
There is actually, a letter that Terra Consulting Group did, recommend, or which is expected to last until November 1st of 2024, is what the Board of Public Works had recommended.
I will make a motion to approve the water tower site number 2 for the Verizon monopole installation, subject to the November 1st, 2024 date.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Emmerich. For any further discussion on this item? All in favor by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12, Personnel Committee. Items coming from that committee this evening were item 12A, review and discussion of Village of Jackson job description updates. Did come from the Personnel Committee with recommendation to approve the job descriptions with a few minor updates or changes and some items that were going to be reviewed, correct? I will make a motion to approve the job descriptions subject to those changes.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Emmerich. Any further discussion on this item?
I had a question.
Yeah.
If we hire someone who, part-time, who was already at WRS, I believe is a retirement program, is that correct? Okay, and we hire, let's say we hire a part-time police officer, okay, for dispatch work or whatever. Do we then have to participate in their retirement program if they're working 15 hours a week or 20 hours a week because they're already in the program?
Question is how many hours trigger the WRS?
If the person is already, say they're they're retired, but they decide to go back to work part-time and they're already retirement on the program, if you hire them and they don't work the required number of hours per year to get established into the WRS program, but they're already there, do we end up paying them for giving them the benefits and the payments that are required?
Once you're in the WRS, you're always in the WRS.
That means if they're working part-time, we would have to pay whatever.
I believe you're allowed to work a certain amount of hours. I don't know off the top of my head how many hours that is, but.
I think also a point of clarification, in your situation, trustee Engelhardt, is that employee a Village of Jackson former employee in WRS? Because where you qualified in and worked those hours means more to your question.
Okay.
If they were in WRS at another place of employment and came to us, or vice versa, if they qualified into WRS as a part-time employee here at the village and retired and went somewhere else as a part-time employee, I do not believe that that immediately requires dual contribution employer and employee, if that makes sense. It has more to do with where they qualified or worked enough hours to then become eligible for WRS. Does that make
We had a need
sense?
to hire part-time people for snow plowing, for example, that were West Bend employees in the past and retired. We aren't contributing to their retirement at that point.
Brian, did we ever have that with, because we had Dan that used to come back and cut grass and stuff, right?
Yeah, but, yeah, so when he's retired, he would pay, just like the chief said, the employee, or, sorry, the person would, once they retire from WRS, they would actually pay a penalty because they can't get back into WRS. Once you retire, you're out, unless you're City of Milwaukee, but that's another story, but we'd be here all night.
Okay, but
Yeah, they're not WRS, so they get in the county and all that, so,
Once
yeah,
you're an annuitant,
yeah.
you're not required, to my knowledge.
There's so
Right.
many hours you can work. You have to wait, I think it's 60 to 90 days, and then you can go back and work somewhere, but then you're limited to how much, like I think it's $15,000. If you go over that, then that messes with your whole retirement. Then you'd have to pay. But as a retiree, you could come back and snowplow, and the village or the employee would not be paying anything to WRS unless they cross that line, if I'm not mistaken.
100% agree.
Okay.
And if you're drawing off of that already too, your retirement, you're.
Okay. It was just, we're talking about a lot of things that are in this that are subject to being, if they work 1,200 hours a year, they automatically get into the WRS program.
Right.
So we gotta make sure that as part-time employees, our managers are aware to keep them under 1,200 hours, otherwise they bump into a different situation.
No matter if they're currently in WRS or not.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I initially took your question that if they were in WRS with, let's say, Village or City of Cedarburg, and they came here after they quit there and they're only working part-time here, even if they only worked 500 hours here, would we still have to contribute to the WRS system?
That was actually my initial.
Okay. All right. So I didn't understand it correct. Okay.
So I must have explained it correctly.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12B, review and discussion of Chapter 5 of the Village of Jackson Employee Handbook regarding employee benefits. This did come from the Personnel Committee to approve the changes discussed in Chapter 5 with the addition of that the Employee Assistant Program be implemented as soon as possible and not necessarily wait for the changes to be formally made into the handbook itself. So it allows it to proceed a little bit quicker than it would if we wait for the full process to go through. And I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Any further discussion on those items? That item? All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 13, the West Bend School District Report.
There was a survey sent out to all West Bend School District residents. Should have probably received it in the mail yesterday or today. That survey opened up yesterday, and I think it goes through May 26th. So there's a link on that postcard that came in the mail with how to do that survey.
That's it.
That's it.
Thank you. Item number 14, Washington County Board Report. Just a real brief email from Supervisor Schwab this month. During the meeting this month, the Washington County Board will be considering resolutions honoring 2 retiring employees, and they will be hearing presentations regarding the ARPA fund balances and government fund accounting in general, and also a presentation from Economic Development Washington County. Item number 15, Greater Jackson Business Alliance Report.
So I do have a couple of things to report from the President, Debbie Zeinert. She wants us to be aware that they are working with the Jackson Police Department on a rummage bingo. I'm assuming that's during the rummage sale of some kind. They're looking for volunteers for Action in Jackson. That's on June 7th and 8th, especially in the stand for us helping to serve and prepare food. They are still accepting applications for the scholarships. I believe that will run through the end of May. And then the next membership meeting is a breakfast meeting, and that will be tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Item 16, Mid-Moraine Municipal Association Report.
All right, so last week, Wednesday, the legislative committee meeting was held here. The presentation was our own Brian Kober, giving a presentation on the Milwaukee River and Cedar Creek watershed, as well as related municipal water issues. The next meeting will be a dinner meeting on the 22nd at Fredonia. The speaker will be Senator Dewey Strobel, talking about the upcoming legislative session and redrawn legislative maps. And the next legislative committee meeting will be Wednesday, September 11th here at Jackson. And the topic will be declining public school enrollment and how this affects the state funding formula. Additionally, there's been, with the previous president of the Mid-Moraine Municipal Association losing his election, I was elected president, and myself and the executive director, Scott Middlestat, met with the county executive and the county board chair last week, Monday. Previous leadership of the Mid-Moraine did not get along quite as well with the county government regarding the sales tax, and kind of the effort to try and force the county to share that with the municipalities. We had a kind of a reset meeting and, trying to find ways to work together, between the municipalities and the county on various shared initiatives, similar to like the, IT proposal that we had discussed, some of the things with the, fire departments and other, areas where they are, the next generation housing. So trying to find common ground in areas like that where we can work together and hopefully save some money in the future.
Thank you for serving as president of that association.
Sure.
Item number 17 on the agenda is closed session. So I will make a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.851E, deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive bargaining reasons require a closed session. The closed session is for the following purposes. Number one, discussing a contracted service. And number two, discussing a development agreement for TID number 7. Closed session 2 is to include the village administrator and the fire chief for item 1. And so moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Emmerich to go into closed session. Roll call vote, please.
President Heckendorf.
Aye.
Trustee Emmerich.
Aye.
Trustee Engelhardt.
Aye.
Trustee Matter.
Aye.
Trustee Krupke.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Olson.
Hi.
7-0, motion carries.
Thank you very much. Take a 5-minute break. We'll go in at 8:15.